Hey everyone, day 137 of war in Israel. And I want to tell you that we've just come back from going out for dinner with friends and one's from Canada and they're going back to Canada for Pesach. One's from South Africa, she's going back to South Africa. One's from London and one's from New York. And the discussion at the table is how everyone's nervous to go back to their home countries. And it seems a little ironic when we sit in Israel and everyone's nervous to go back home. But it's interesting because everybody has their perspective, because I guarantee you, I get messages from people all the time. Must be so hard to live in Israel. Must be so scary. And people here are scared to go home. So we all live in our own realities. Just an interesting observation. So yesterday, when they defaced the Amy Winehouse statue in London, they defaced her Magen David, meaning that this isn't about anti-Zionism. This is very clearly saying exactly what it is. This is anti-Semitism. So exactly like when people say, no, I'm just against Israel. I'm not against the Jews. I'm just against Zionism. So you're just against 79% of the population of a country called Israel, because that's how many people are Jews, and they believe that they have a right to live there. But we no longer are at the stage of defending ourselves. We know we'll survive. We're no longer at the stage of, like in the public social media forum, we can't even beat the bots. We can't beat the paid protesters. We know we will survive. We survived the Mamelukes, the Byzantines, the Romans, the British Empire, the Greek Empire, the Persian Empire. Most of those are no longer empires, and we're still here. But it's very worrying about how many people are that silent mass in the middle. People are probably very good people who don't agree, but they don't use their voice. And you just have to listen again today to another radical preacher from South Africa, or one's in London, or one's in Australia, or one in Canada, who all have very, very clearly made it known that their goal isn't Islamic caliphate. Their goal isn't just Israel. Their goal is to dominate the world with Muslim values. And when the world's quiet, those who need to say something, we're going to lose the battle. Not us, because we'll win anyway, but we as the Western world. Today, fortunately, we still have a few friends because the US did veto a ceasefire call at the UN. And as much as the US says certain stuff publicly for electorate and for the Arab street, they do have our back at the end of the day. Stephen Harper, former Prime Minister of Canada, also an Israel supporter, was here giving his support. In South Africa, we had to have the chief rabbi come on a diplomatic mission to do what you would have hoped the government would have done instead. But as we see, this entire war is about that concept of when you go to court of law in America, it's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Part of the libel going around every day is that Israel doesn't allow aid into Gaza. So besides the fact that Israel does allow aid into Gaza, they say that there's a blockage at the borders because Israel's not letting the trucks through. It's true, the trucks aren't going through. Do you know what the reason for it is? Because the UN itself cancelled its food distribution program because all the food going to the northern part of the Gaza Strip is getting looted as it crosses over into the border. And who do you think it's getting looted by? None other than Hamas. Another libel that was posted all over in the media was how a hospital in Rafah is only existing on one generator. Israel, according to the UN Convention on War, and now the Geneva War Convention, gave adequate time for the hospitals to prepare. Do you know who asked for a generator? The hospital. Do you know who provided the generator? Israel. Do you know who provided 450 liters of oil per day to run this generator? Israel. So that the patients can continue to get care. That's not what the media hear. They hear there's just one generator. So the hate has no end, and we have to encourage people in our world to stand up, because each one of us is a leader, an influencer, and a community activist. You probably don't think you are, but if you know more than someone else, encourage your children to know the truth. Encourage your families to share the truth. Every single one of us has to stand up, because we can't be silent. We need to share the truth. Not because we're defending ourselves, because we're never going to be the people who go lamb to the slaughter again. Now we have Israel, but we need to stand up, because this is not just about Israel, but Western values. Good night.